My name is Dave Voderberg. I'm a press ganger for Columbus, Ohio, and I'm here to demonstrate Monsterpocalypse, the newest collectible miniatures game from Privateer Press. So if we look at the table, you'll notice that we have several small monsters and two big monsters. We have several small monsters and two big monsters on the table. On this side, we have the pterosaurs with Terracon leading the way. And on this side, over here, we have the guard with Defender X leading the way. Basically, everybody's trying to defend the city or take over the city, whatever their agenda may be. And we go from the start of where we are, and the turn goes my units, and then your units, and then my monster, and then your monster, and then we repeat. Now the main mechanic for this are the dice. The dice, the white die move from side to side. They're going to move from either the unit side to the monster side. And when we do different actions like moving and attacking and things of that nature, the blue dice are things that are always available, and the red dice are things that are only available to monsters. So if we go through a typical turn, I'll go through both sides. We have the units over here, and we can decide what we're going to do. They have a stat line on them. The units have movement, that's how many squares it can move. It has a defense, which is how many successes you need to hit the unit. They have a melee attack, and they have a ranged attack. And that's how many white die you can throw. You don't have to throw as many as there are, but you can throw up to 2 or 1 or whatever the number is that are printed. I'll bring over the monsters also have the same stat line. They have movement, defense, melee, range, and then they also have power attacks, so they can do like slams and throws and suplexes and things like that. And then monsters also have health. They are the only units in the game that have health. The smaller units have 1 health, and the monsters have more than 1. Once the alpha form and then the hyper form are destroyed, that's the end of the game. So we're going to go through with this. On my turn, I decide that what I want to do is I want to move my units, because as my unit phase, I'm going to take 1 white die, move from the unit side to the monster side. I can then move my units. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got a 4 movement. I can move 4 spaces. I can only make 1 diagonal step in my movement. I'm going to take 1 more white die. I'm going to move it over here. I can move this unit 1, 2, 3 onto the power point. The power point will be important later. I'm going to take another white die. I can move it 1 over there, and I can move 1, 2, 3, and I captured that power point. Now the thing is on the range attack, you do have a range value. If you have a full bar on the bottom, you can shoot 5 spaces. If you have a full bar on the bottom of your range, you can shoot 5 spaces. If you have a half bar, you can shoot 3 spaces. And the spaces have the same restriction of only 1 diagonal step as the movement does. So if we count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can hit that Spikadon. And so I'm going to fire on him. I go down here, I get 2 white die, so I'm going to pick up 2 white die. I'm going to roll them. Basically, I need double 6s to hit. I get 1 success. So I have 1 success, 1 not success. Those dice, once I use them to roll an attack, get pushed over into the monster pile. I also am in range over here. I have 2 dice because of his 2 stats, same as the tank on the other side. I'm going to roll 2. Oop, he escapes. And 1 hit, 1 miss. There's no success hitting that monster. These dice also do have a double hit on one side, so that would score 2 hits. So it is possible to hit something with a 4 defense on 2 the white die. Now with that, I have moved my units where I want to move. I have fired what I'm going to fire. I have no more use for these over here in a more advanced version of this game. There may be reason to keep dice over in the units pool, but right now we're just going to move them all over to the monster pool. So that's the end of these guys' turn. And then you have the response over here for the pterosaurs. The pterosaurs are just going to go basically through the same thing, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker because I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. Now this pterosaur has captured a point, and he's going to do a close combat attack. Now if you look at his stat bar, he has no value for range combat. He cannot make a range combat attack, but he can make a close combat attack, and he's got a star with a 1 under the 2. So I can roll 2 white die and 1 blue die. That's what he can roll for that close combat attack, and he's going to attempt to attack the tank. I need 4. I received 3. So I was close, but unfortunately did not hit it. Apparently the tank's armor was proof against my monstrous jaws. And then over here, actually the best guy I have to hit, his range attack is 2 white 2 blue, and we're going to see if we can hit him. And we do. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This tank explodes. Since that tank has exploded, these 2 white die are used, and they get moved over here to the monster side. These 2 blue dies go back to the general pool because they're not used, but I did destroy a unit, so I get 1 red die. I'm going to put the 1 red die over there. And since there's nothing more to do with my units, we're going to push these over to the monster side of the table. Now we're going to go back to the guard side, and it's time for the monster to activate. Well, the monsters can do a lot of cool stuff that the normal guys can't do. First thing we're going to do is I have people on PowerPoints that can roll 1, 2, or 3 white die. As long as I get 1 success, I'm going to get as many red die as I have PowerPoints. So we're going to roll 3, and I get at least 1 success, so I get 1 red die because I'm holding 1 PowerPoint. So those 3 white die go back to the unit phase, and as you can see, the dice are going to recycle one side to the other, and that's going to be the way it goes for the entire game. My monster can move. So with a movement of 6, I'm going to spend 1 white die to move, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's no facing in this game, but I'm going to rotate him because it looks better. And what I'm going to do is, because I'm such a big awesome robot, I'm going to pick up our little pterosaur buddy here, and I'm going to throw him into an apartment building. So I had look at my power stat. I get 5 white die, which is the one second to the bottom. I get 5 white die. I get 2 blue die because I have a star 2 there down at the bottom, and I have to spend at least 1 red die. So, okay. And so we're going to throw him. Are you ready? And you got, I need to get a 3. I definitely get a 3, so I pick him up. That's all picked up, and now the building actually does have a defense, so I'm going to take those same die that I have. Oop. Watch them escape. Thank you.
And you got blue behind you.
Yep. And so I'm going to take those same die that I already rolled, and I'm going to roll them against the defense of the building. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, so he flies into the building, and the building explodes. Kaboof! So the building is exploded. He's done. I get 1 red die for destroying a unit, and the building is down, so I get as many die as I have on the building here, so I'm going to get 2 die. And now I have some more power die, but that's pretty much all my unit can do. And then Terracon is going to answer back in his own fashion. Okay. And what he's going to do is we're actually going to take this to something of like an end phase. You guys have seen all the mechanics. If the models go over here, you can have actually the monsters throw each other. So Terracon, we're going to say, has gotten a couple of these guys. And everybody's taking some damage. So he's going to do a power attack where we get 6 dice. And then I'm going to spend some red die, and I can throw him as many spaces as I have red die, and then 2 blue die. And what would happen is we're going to throw those. I have to hit him. He needs 6 successes, which I handily get. And we're going to take, so he's picked up, and we're going to take those 6 successes and throw the monster through the building. And we definitely get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to hit the defense of the building. This guy flies into the building, and the building explodes. And then on our health tracker here, the way we track those damage is every time you get hit by an attack, you take 1 point of damage. With him, he hit the building, so he's going to take another point of damage. And because that building is on fire, you take another... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So we take that. We're going to take 1 point of damage for the hit, 1 point of damage for the building, and 1 point of damage for the fire. Now he only has 2 more points of damage on his alpha form. If he is to go to 0 on his alpha form, he changes from alpha form to hyper form. And then once he's in the hyper form, you can headbutt, and his health goes all the way down to 0. That's the end of the game. So basically that's Monsterpocalypse in a nutshell. I'm David Voderberg. Thanks for watching.